Hey everybody, Bron Burke, editor-in-chief for Gamingtrend.com. We're here at Summer Games Fest. I'm here with Stephen Tikowski, the community manager for 505 Games, and we're taking a look at Wuchang Fallen Feathers. So I'm going to be terrible at this. Ready? Let's go. So walk us through what we need to know about this game. Just
So let's start a new game.
New game, okay.
So first off, thanks for stopping by and checking out Wuchang, launching July 24th globally on all major platforms and PlayStation, Xbox, Epic, Steam. And this is a Souls-like action RPG set in the late Ming Dynasty. And you play Bai Wuchang. You have amnesia. You don't know what's going on just yet, but you do have these strange feathers on your arm that will grant you immense power. And throughout your experience, you will gain many abilities, spells, wield many types of weapons, and the feathering will definitely play a part in a transformation to make you all powerful. So you're just waking up right now in a cave. You don't know quite what's going on. This is a tutorial, essentially, intro to the game. Learn the buttons, and we'll start from there.
First off, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's absolutely gorgeous. What engine are you running on, or is this a custom one?
Unreal 5.
Unreal 5? Yeah, it's very pretty. I mean, whatever that is, I need to pick it up. Red Mercury sprout. All right.
That's right.
Step back from the TV before I go blind.
Yeah.
My mother warned me about this.
So now you're getting your weapon.
So it's pronounced Wuchang then?
Yes.
Wuchang. Okay.
Wuchang Fallen Feathers.
I think the tendency, thanks to the Wu-Tang Clan, is to pronounce it Wuchang. So expect that folks are going to do that. I'm sure you've already heard it.
In the community, we've already had some fun with it.
Outstanding.
And yeah, now you're getting your first weapon of the game, and there'll be many more. So 20 plus weapons in the game. Plus, if you want to upgrade your experience, we have some fantastic DLC for you. Some great outfits, some cool weapons. And if you pre-order the game as well, you will have a nice weapon for you and 2 outfits to enhance your experience. So make sure you check it out if you can.
Will do, yeah. That is a very big weapon. Hot Frost Edge. All right. So I'm guessing we're just out to explore.
Yeah, go around the left side right here. Be careful. You do take fall damage in the game. And throughout your experience, the environments, biomes, very lush, very vivid, beautiful, and unique. We are just going to be looking at Chapter 1 today, but, several chapters in the game, and very unique experience chapter to chapter. But they're interconnected. Very clever ways of interconnecting. We have a lot of comparisons to Bloodborne, especially when you get at the start of Chapter 2. You will see, if you are a Souls-like fan, you will be at home with Wuchang. And you're about to meet some of your first NPCs who you will encounter throughout your experience.
I just tried to introduce myself to some NPCs up above.
Yeah, those
said hi.
Those enemies. One of the things I love about Wuchang is the dialogue coming from enemies. It's so often that you have so much dialogue that's reused. Enemies saying the same lines, and you have to give it to Lindsay for really making it a truly unique experience that from area to area really feels authentic, and it doesn't break immersion. Now, we don't have volume on right now because you're filming overhead, but we have full voice acting for the game, and fairly compelling story for a Souls-like. Usually Souls-like doesn't get too much into the narrative,
Right.
but you have a very, very worthwhile narrative for Wuchang.
Yeah, I guess kind of explaining how you got into this situation, these feathers, how that's attached to you, why, all of that.
So at this stage in the game, they don't know too much. Pretty much the village was attacked a week ago, and those who didn't die essentially got inflicted with this feathering disease. Now, pretty much everyone who's been inflicted with the feathering disease up to this point, they transform into monsters, they lose their ability to function as a human, and it's just a disaster. But for you, the feathering hasn't taken hold of your mind just yet. And so you are able to function. And not only are you able to function, but somehow the feathering has amplified your abilities, your strength, and given you, far beyond human capabilities. You're going to be learning magic. You're going to be able to jump and move around almost like a superhuman. And that's where the action really comes in. And each weapon has unique abilities, and spells are compatible with each weapon in unique ways, and your feathering accumulates, and that gives you the ability to cast spells and use various abilities, and that all changes weapon to weapon. So you can have two weapons at once. Choose your weapons wisely. And you're starting off this demo, you're going to have a sword, and soon you're going to have an axe. And as you play through it, you'll notice they're quite unique.
I'm purposely skipping through since we're not listening to the audio, just to keep things moving. Donation box.
So
okay.
Pretty much, it's so often in games, Souls-like games, where you miss an item and it's gone forever. In Wuchang, if you miss an important item, and let's say you just ran past it for whatever reason, it'll appear in this box later on. So you can always come back to this box and pick up what you lost.
That's nice. I'm assuming that everybody is optional to talk to. Like you could.
Some are.
Well,
for instance, this will be a shop owner later on in the game. So once you progress a few hours into Wuchang, there are vendors. There are individuals who wander throughout the land of Shu, and they have various items to trade. They may give you a quest. They may need you to fulfill a task for them. And some of them will sell different armor, weapons, and all sorts of items. This is one later on. For instance, he wants you to get a vase for him. That was part of his family heritage. And so, if you see him later on and you give it to him, then that will be another item that you can get.
Now he wants us to go to the Annalum Palace, or is that what that was?
Correct. You want to go to Shu Sanctum, and you're going to have to get through a boss in order to find that. So right now, you're actually going to encounter your first major challenge. So good luck. It's at the bottom of the steps. You can walk around here and wander if you wish. The shrine is to the right. You're going to want to go to that shrine. Those are your save points in the game. And it's there where you will upgrade your character with red mercury. Various abilities will be unlocked, and other worthwhile game mechanics that will facilitate your experience.
I see. Enter the dream. Repository warehouse.
Correct. So yeah, you'll be able to teleport through various save points. Here's your skill tree, and it is vast. I'm not saying it's as big as certain games, like Path of Exile 2, right? But it's up there, and we don't want to torture players who make a mistake. So you'll be able to reset and choose your skill tree on the fly, and it's a lot of fun to actually go through it because there are so many abilities and moves that you will effectively want to unlock in the game.
I'm assuming it's down here waiting for me.
Yes, on the right side.
Prepare for mediocrity.
I won't judge. No one has been able to defeat this first boss yet.
Huh. Okay.
And I wouldn't even consider it a boss. It's like your traditional Souls-like, where you have just a brutal enemy that you're really not expected to defeat. You're expected to die. And so, don't judge yourself too harshly. This is not an easy game. This is a challenging game. This is for Souls-like vets. So, if you're coming in here expecting a cushy experience, you better level up.
Sorely disappointed.
Yeah, this is a game where you need to have muscle memory. You can't go into any of these bosses expecting on the first life to just win. If you're super careful and you're able to beat Elden Ring no hit level 1, yeah, maybe you're going to be able to probably pull it off. But for the most part, it's a challenge. If you
That's some horrible whimsy.
all right.
Oh, it's getting worse. It's no better from the front.
Yeah. Not exactly something you'd like to see chasing you down an alley.
No, it's not pretty.
So, for Wuchang, you want to stay alive as long as possible to learn attack patterns, right? I always approach Souls-like games as efficiently as possible. I like to be leveled up. I like to memorize attack patterns. And this is a game where you definitely need to go through all of the abilities, weapons available to you. For instance, you can dodge through that water beam if you're close enough, but you were out of its range, so you were able to miss it. And
yep, I knew that was coming.
Yep. And this essentially shows you, the death mechanic of the game. You effectively now will appear at the shrine, and you will learn that you can reincarnate, and you
So you drop your red mercury that you've earned.
correct, but on that specific instance you didn't. But going forward you will. And you have to, in typical Souls-like fashion, get to your souls, get to your XP that you dropped before you die again, or it's gone forever. So now, Wuchang has a very unique mechanic, a madness mechanic. As you repeatedly die, your character, you'll see on the bottom left, will begin to glow red. And your inner demon will come out once the red reaches the top.
Oh, you're talking like over here,
Yes.
this kind of portrait?
Correct. And that inner demon will fight enemies. It will fight you as well. And you, as well, if your madness is high, you will do more damage. Everything will do more damage. Abilities, spells, but you'll also take more damage as well. And you can lower your madness. There's items that you can't take that will lower your madness. But it is a very unique mechanic in there. The inner demon will not appear with bosses, only throughout your traversal, but you'll find some very challenging encounters outside of bosses as well. Now, as you see, you gain 40 XP from that fight. You know, if you're new to Souls-like games, my suggestion always is to find a great save spot and level up your character. You know, get some good levels, go through your skill tree, and just level up. Give yourself every advantage. You know, instead of spending maybe 2-3 hours fighting a boss to no avail, why not spend an hour and a half traveling around the map, you know, uncovering every secret, getting some more XP, and then challenging boss. So this game rewards exploration, and there is a lot to explore. And you'll create shortcuts throughout the maps. So get ready to look for shortcuts to save yourself time. And as you see, you know, in the beginning, it's a bit more forgiving on that. And you'll see that little blue dot. That's to pick up your XP. You only drop some of it. But as the game progresses, you will drop all of it, and you're going to have to go pick it up.
So what's the healing mechanic?
So you have your vases that you essentially can drink from, and then that can upgrade it. It becomes more potent, and you'll get more charges of it as well. And every time you go back to a shrine and save, it replenishes. But when it replenishes, so do the enemies on the map.
Of course. And I'm sure there'll be lots of hidden discoverable things like
There will
jump
be.
here and bang on this thing and something.
There will be, yes.
Yeah.
And these doors are open. But for now, let's take a right. Let's go out the door. Right there on the ground, you're going to pick up your first alternate weapon, which is the axe. Your halberd. And you will essentially, yep. Add it, great. Now, one of the nice things with the axe, the halberd, is you can block with it. You can't block with every weapon in the game. There isn't a general block mechanic. Each weapon has its pros, it has its cons. And so, you know, you have to learn all of them. And some enemies are vulnerable to certain weapons. And every outfit in the game, every piece of armor in the game impacts your stats. So you're going to have to go into each battle optimizing your loadout for the experience. This isn't a game where you just have one outfit that you wear and you get the same weapon that you use and that's it. You want to go in and adjust, and it's going to take trial and error. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of guides and wikis online, which is the optimal outfit for each boss and
Inevitably.
weapon.
So how do I drink from the flask?
On the control, right there.
Oh, just X? Okay.
This is going to be one of your companions that you'll encounter throughout the game. You know, progressing the narrative, and these relationships will matter. There's multiple endings for Wuchang, so you know you can just fly through the game and get one ending, or you know if you complete everything, you'll get obviously different endings, and if you have a combination in between them, there's other endings as well. So pay attention to the tasks that they give you. There's some worthwhile items that they will give you. Yeah, it's optional. You don't, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes in order to progress the narrative, you have to find that key. You have to find that item. And oftentimes they're hidden behind bosses.
Sit down. Yeah, I like the wind up attacks.
Oh yeah. And with the Halberg, you unlock some pretty awesome abilities that will allow you to like jump in the sky and drive, hit down, smash enemies. You'll see once you explore the skill tree that it is quite expansive on the abilities that you have. And there's many ways, like there's a lot of games where people can just like cheese through it, using one ability the whole game. With Wuchang, you're going to need to adjust your tactics for optimal experiences for each of the bosses, and even some of the levels. Like some of the levels in and of themselves are boss level, challenges.
Flying daggers. So I guess is that a
And here's another NPC that you'll encounter throughout your experience.
the flying daggers? I'm assuming those are throwing daggers.
That's one of your items that you can have. So there's, not just items that assist with, health, stamina, but there's also weapons as well that you can use that have limited quantities. A full-grown red mercury essentially is XP. At once. Let's say you get to now, you see that bird right there. You collect those as well. There's items that you'll be able to unlock, and you'll have to attack them doing 1 point of damage, but they're hidden throughout the entire experience. All right, so you have the halberd. Let's make it to the top right here. You have some enemies you're going to encounter, and we're almost to our first mini boss. Nice, some good dodging right there.
No, sir. Yeah, I can feel the weight of the halberd.
Right? All right, well done. And you're just going to scroll to the top of this area. And you will see a shrine up here. Let's save at that shrine. And you're going to go down that ladder right there.
This is probably a good opportunity to spend some points and upgrade.
Yeah, you've earned it. I think you can get at least one level. You'll get for sure one level. I don't know about two, but let's see.
So into the
repository. Yeah. There we go. I would say, listen, it's different for every person. Everyone has their own preference. I personally would go left and start down this branch because you're going to have some upgrades to health. You're going to have some upgrades to your feathering. But once again, if you want to go all in on weapon abilities for your sword or for your halberd, that's it. I mean, for your preference.
Okay.
But you're going to increase your stats. So it's definitely worth to check out what it all does.
So that's his max level. So these are maxed out at 1. So I guess I need to go up a level and also use red mercury essence on this to go up.
Correct. So go right 1. Yeah, there you go. A. Cost $6.90. I think you have enough for a second one. So there you go. Boom. Unlocked it.
Yeah.
Now you have an additional one, and you see vitality right there. Mana vase. I mean, listen, from Souls-like experience, I definitely like to increase my vase, just to get more health out of it. That extra heal can really go the distance sometimes, especially in the beginning when you want to learn the mechanics of a game.
Right.
The longer you can survive, the better.
Well, I'm missing Lost Remains on this. And looks like I'm missing...
So for some items, you cannot just unlock it from the skill tree. They will also require an item. So you'll need the XP in addition to an item as well. So that just prevents somebody from just grinding for 5 hours in the beginning and unlocking like the whole,
Of course.
Some are gated behind certain items.
All right, you said I had enough to go up a second level?
Yeah, let's go left.
I'm
Yeah.
missing. I don't think I have enough.
You,
Yeah, I don't have enough.
oh, you have enough.
for that.
Let's go up. Let's see. Oh, you still so you've only collected one red mercury essence. So we're gonna have to, once we defeat this mini boss down here, you can jump into your second one. Alrighty. So let's go down that ladder. Oh, turn around. Yep.
I don't know, man. This doesn't seem safe.
Right. All the ladders in these Souls-like games,
I thought I was
and you can move it around so you can see different angles and so forth.
I let go for a second. Thought I was about to have a very painful thud at the bottom.
Yeah, definitely similar descent from some other awesome action games. And you're gonna go follow that bridge. There we go. That's your first spell.
This is my first spell, you said. There we go. Vorpal Blade. Okay. How do I cast that?
Right there. And then you can assign. Then keep in mind, if you go back to that menu, you're going to have multiple spells at once, just like weapons. So you can cycle through spells. So you have feathering. Feathering is required for each of the spells. So you currently can cast one spell. So when we get to our next enemy, we'll cast the spell.
Oh, there's one.
And all you have to do is press Y. Awesome. There we go. Now, if you dodge at just the right moment, you can also regain, I guess you can say, mana, right?
Okay.
But it's your feathering, and you will throughout your encounters, boss fights, you'll gradually be replenishing your ability to use spells and other abilities, but you can't just spam them. You can't just like cast the spell over and over again. It's more of a reward during your combat experience. And dodging is probably your best way to unlock the ability to cast and use more abilities.
Something else to deal with here first.
It's definitely worth it to lock on to enemies.
Yeah, you're on. Guess that guy doesn't want to talk.
All right. Now we have our first boss, more of a mini boss, like a tutorial boss to get you ready, warmed up. Not very challenging,
I'll keep
you
that
dodge
in mind.
and you are patient. It's it'll be easier, but don't expect just a complete cakewalk. You want to heal.
And this is what it said about twirling around my enemy for.
It helps. I mean, you want to maneuver around.
And that's what it said.
So yeah, move, circling an enemy, waiting for them to attack, dodging, exploiting weak points, all of that will factor into it, your experience. And you want to go up, and there'll be a prompt. And at those critical moments, you will have a prompt and ability to execute a very damaging attack on enemy. But you're doing fine. There you go. Not too bad, right? If only the whole game was like that, right? All right, so you got a nice little upgrade.
Benedictions. Okay, so they're augments for your weapons.
Correct. Accessories for your weapons exist in the game. And for Wuchang, she has her own accessories as well. Now remember, there's fall damage in this game, so, if you encounter areas like this, don't just fly into the water and kill yourself, so always be very careful where you walk.
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to run in Soulsborne games, just by virtue of the fact that, I've had skeletons decide to just go, welcome to the game.
Right.
All right, so I just picked up, what was that?
Forgotten Remembrance.
Forgotten Remembrance.
And don't worry, that will be used with your skill tree, so you're fine for right now. When you go to your skill tree, you will have the ability to unlock another worthwhile healing slot because of that Forgotten Remembrance.
Got it.
All right, so we're going to navigate down. You want to be careful. Your life is about halfway, so maybe it's worth it to pop a heal, but you're going to be out of them. So let's beeline to save point, because the last thing you want is to have to go back to that ladder.
Repeat a boss.
Yeah, so I would say, let's pop the heal. So there's some other enemies over here. They might chip away at that life, so always be on guard. And you will definitely notice that the enemies you encounter, their difficulty will significantly increase, especially, when you're like 2-3 hours in the game. So enjoy these early moments. Like I said, this is more of a tutorial. Even the weapons abilities are on the screen right now to assist you with learning the buttons and more efficiently navigating through. All right, so let's head down. You're going to follow the path down, and you're going to see another save point after a few more encounters. You can go left here or fight some more enemies to the right. It's your choice. And there's some items over here. You're going to have to just follow that other path right there to get to the bomb, but it's fine. There's some more good items. But how's the movement? How does everything feel and look?
It feels great. Looks great, too. Like I said, you can really feel the weight of the axe. You can feel kind of the nimbleness of that,
right?
Of that sword.
Too many weapons in games. It just feels the same, And
right. Lindsay
did a fantastic job of making the entire experience feel more authentic. And
you said down here was the...
Just go turn around. Oh, and you go right. Keep going.
And it's the turn.
There we go.
Oh,
you want to grab this item? Now you can hop down there, or you can just follow the path around. There'll be some more enemies. Either one, but don't fall too far. You want to try to look for an area that's just within reasonable falling distance. That's somewhat realistic, right? If you're falling 20, 30 feet, you're gonna die. But if you're following, 5 to 10, maybe you'll take, a microscopic amount of damage. So you're gonna say go left. Yep, and you're gonna keep following that. And we're gonna see a save point right over there after this enemy. I think the Halberg, the axe class, is great in my opinion early on, but sword class, I really started to enjoy and find more vital later on.
Like you said, I'm
second
really
chapter.
going to have to know both.
Yeah, but I mean, there's multiple classes, so get ready. There's 20 plus weapons. So let's get this. Definitely don't die at this point. Let's go to that shrine. And the thing you really have to be worried about is just like that. If an enemy catches you in an attack chain, it could be the end.
Yeah.
So I would definitely head on over to that shrine right now. Take a left, take another left. I'd even avoid these enemies for right now and just go straight to that shrine. Get that checkpoint in, And that's an enemy that's actually an NPC that you can interact with.
I want to get to it.
Well,
right.
Now while you activated the shrine, so you'll save there, you didn't reset all of your health potions. So if you could somehow make it back to there, you'll reset all of these enemies.
What, back to the shrine?
Yeah, but you're gonna die right there. But it's okay. At least you activated it, right? I mean,
that's the thing about Souls 1 games, is you're kind of game of inches.
Yeah.
Other than the weirdos wearing a pot on their head and running around naked. Other than those people,
you can wear a pot on your head in this game. So get ready. There's going to be people probably with just a pot on their head and nothing else.
So there's the bird you're talking about.
Yeah, there's the bird. You can hit it with a spell, or you can hit it with your weapon. So, and you have to collect them. And so I would definitely get your XP that you dropped first. You don't ever want to die 2 times and lose all that. Great. And it's more forgiving earlier on with what you drop. You might need to attack it from the side or get your sword. Almost. I switch over to the sword. There we go. And then do
an overhead.
Yeah.
What was the overhead
there
attack?
We go.
There we go. All right.
Now, to all your, viewers, this is actually a really good area to level up if you want to grind. There's other areas to explore, but I personally love this. And so I would take it right here. First off, these 2 enemies, or to the right here. Yeah, these 2 enemies right here, killing them quick, and then killing those enemies inside that room, circling back and saving, or killing those enemies and then going there. Spend 10, 15 minutes just getting a few extra levels because the boss encounter is in the building behind you. So if you'd like to go to that boss, that's your choice. This is your first real boss of the game. That boss you really encountered, the maid, is more of a mini boss tutorial to kind of give you an idea.
To break in.
Yeah, it's not a challenging boss, but this boss inside here, it is a fairly difficult boss that will take you some time.
I'm going to lose that race. I saw him come around with that bow staff.
There we go. Nice little 110 XP.
Yeah, I see what you mean about just going, okay, I picked up some XP here, I'm going to bank it.
And then just bank it and level up. In fact, you're 2720 right now. Why not go level up right now?
Yep.
All right, so go down 1. All right, I'd use it. So let's get your charges
sense.
up. Yep, got it. And then for leveling up your character, let's see. Let's go up.
Up here?
1 more. Let's see. Oh, we still need to use press A. There we go. All right, and then 1 second, go. I mean, we're focusing on the axe, right? Or do you want to?
I like the axe.
I think axe is good right now, and I think. So first off, you have to select it. Yeah, use it. Upgrade. Perfect. All right. See, this one was only 1 strength. I think I would go with vitality. So go, even though you will unlock that tree.
Yeah.
I would go left 1. Okay. So this one's pretty good, but that's the 5 vitality. So I would upgrade these. Yeah, 1 more.
Pick up that.
Vitality is huge in this game because the longer you can stay in the fight, the better chance you have of learning attack patterns. And that's really what this game is about: is understanding and mastering each enemy because they're all unique.
That makes total sense. Okay, so I've now reset the world.
So,
I've now-
would you like to just get a taste of the boss
Let's
one
do it.
time? Okay, so let's go into the building behind you. First of all, you can talk to that NPC, but you know he'll just tell you about the environment, and everything. There's a fun little enemy in here, the pot lady with a big tongue.
Yeah, I see that. It's like a frog. Oh, I see a poison effect here too.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So I definitely heal because all it takes is one hit. There you go. I think there's an item right over there to the side, but nothing too crazy. Oh no. Hit those. Yeah. That one right there. Oh, nothing in there. Okay.
Yep.
And then go out. Usually you'll find maybe an item in one of these spots, but no. All right, so now let's go into the boss. You're going to go straight, and then you're going to take a left right past the shrine. And there's going to be some unique enemies in here. Straight ahead, right there. That's not the boss.
Oh, I thought you were saying
those are just regular enemies. Now you can essentially execute these enemies to get nice, quick XP. You know, and so that's 80 right there. Definitely worth keeping in mind. Always pay attention to the XP you're getting from enemies in games like this, because it's all about efficiency, right? If you can kill an enemy in like 5 seconds and it's giving you, 200 XP, and another enemy, it takes you 20 seconds and only gives you 100. Don't waste your time on the harder, enemy that gives you less XP. Focus on getting the most XP, banking it, leveling up your character, and that's really one of the golden rules of Souls-like, and you've played enough to know. And even for action adventure games, right?
Yeah.
It's still the same formula.
So I just picked up a Lost Remains. I remember that was an item
you can
that
go
I needed.
back and you can upgrade if you want to go before the boss. Oh, the boss is directly behind you, so if you want to bank one more upgrade, you can do that.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, and, it's a tough fight. We've had some vets here today that.
So that Lost
Yeah,
Remains will
let's
give
do
me potency.
Perfect.
So that'll work. Maybe that'll help.
Alrighty. And you know what? Let's just run past the enemies, go straight to the boss.
Yep. Save my vases for rainy day, so to speak.
Yep. And if you want to the right here, yep, right down there.
Let's see.
I'm gonna go around. There you go. Item right there. It's funny. A lot of people have not even found this item. They just go past, go straight to the boss. In a game like this, always look around. You never know what you might discover. All right, open the door. Let's get our first cutscene, boss cutscene.
Oh boy.
That's why I was asking. So, right after
All right, here we go. Oh, he's got a nice halberd.
we recommend you like very good. Okay, but you can start off. That's fine.
Yeah, you see that block right there?
Oh, it's
Definitely
very
helps out a little
slow.
bit, but you can't block everything.
Right.
And
It's-
this boss
it's
is-
slow to get into position. Oh,
Dodging is huge. There you go.
Anybody here managed to beat this boss?
Today, I have not seen anyone, but you know, it's only halfway through the day, so. But no, and that second phase is a bit challenging. We have some very awesome second phases in this game. Mechanics definitely shift. A lot of enemies transform for their second phases. So, definitely a treat for Souls-like fans.
That stomp is what's killing me.
Yeah.
So that's like a break meter for
Correct. Around the circle.
Yeah.
Right. And if you can break, then
that stomp is what killed me. Yeah, that stomp is what killed me every time.
Well, actually, here you are. There is a boss that's right here, but we'll have to if you want to come back later, we can go and jump through this.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for showing me Wuchang. I really appreciate it, and correcting our pronunciation. I'm sure we'll botch that many, many more times.
No problem.
The game looks fantastic. When did you say people can get their hands on it?
July 24th. Definitely check it out. Xbox, PlayStation, Epic, and Steam.
Outstanding. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a great one.